Absolute value inequalities and solving an inequality word problem. Solve the absolute value inequality. The absolute value of 4 times x minus 1 plus 2 is less than or equal to 14. Since our sign is less than or equal to, I'm going to write the equation as a compound inequality, which is C is less than or equal to U is less than or equal to C. So this tells me that I'm going to put the expression within the absolute value bars in the middle of my compound inequality. On the right side, I'll have less than or equal to positive 14, and on the left side, I'll have the less than or equal to and a negative 14 is less than or equal to. Now I want to solve for x. So I'm going to first subtract 2 from all 3 parts of my compound inequality. So this will leave me with a 4 times x minus 1 in the middle, and that is less than or equal to 14 minus 2, which is 12. And then on the left side, I have negative 14 minus 2, which is a negative 16. Now I want to isolate the x minus 1 term, so I'll divide all 3 parts by 4. And we have x minus 1 in the middle. On the far right, we have 12 divided by 4, which is 3. And on the far left, I have negative 16 divided by 4, which is negative 4. Next, we will add 1 to all 3 parts. And in the middle, we have an x. We'll keep our inequality signs. And on the right side, we have 3 plus 1, which is 4. On the left side, negative 4 plus 1, which is negative 3. So my answer is negative 3 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 4. I'll write this in interval notation. So in order to do that, I'll have a bracket next to the negative 3, and it's going to go until a positive 4, which is also included, so I'll write a bracket. So my answer is negative 3 to 4 with both included. Solve the absolute value inequality. The absolute value of x minus 5 is greater than or equal to 4. Now my sign is greater than or equal to. When I have the absolute value of greater than or equal to, I'm going to set the equation up as u is less than or equal to negative c, or u is greater than c. So all that means is I'm going to set the expression within the absolute value bars. I'm going to set it less than or equal to negative 4, and I'm going to set it greater than or equal to positive 4. Now I included the equal to bar beneath each inequality because it was included in my original problem. Okay, now we're going to take each inequality and solve. So I'll add 5 to both sides, and I get x is less than or equal to negative 4 plus 5, which is 1. And then I'll add 5 to both sides in this inequality, and I get x is greater than or equal to 9. So x is less than or equal to negative 1, or x is greater than or equal to 9. In order to write this in interval notation, since this is an or statement, I'll have 2 intervals, and I can express that as a union of 2 intervals. So first you'll write your union sign. And we're going to express the first inequality of x is less than or equal to 1. So I'll have a negative infinity to a positive 1, which is included in the set. And then my second inequality is x is greater than or equal to 9. So my smaller number will be the 9 and it's included. So I'll put a bracket and it's going to go all the way to positive infinity, and the infinity signs always have a parenthesis by it. An elevator at a construction site has a maximum capacity of 2,450 pounds. If the elevator operator weighs 200 pounds and each cement bag weighs 90 pounds, how many bags of cement can be safely lifted on the elevator in one trip? This problem describes an inequality. We're going to create an inequality and then solve for a missing variable. So the first sentence tells us that the maximum capacity of an elevator is 2,450 pounds. That means that no more than 2,450 pounds can be on the elevator. So no more is represented by a less than or equal to sign. Now I'm going to write the expression that's on the left side. So the problem tells me that the operator weighs 200 pounds and that each cement bag weighs 90 pounds. So I'm going to let the number of cement bags equal x. And I can represent the weight of all of the cement bags by writing the expression 90 times x. So that tells me that each bag weighs 90 pounds. So if I multiply 90 pounds times the number of bags I have, then I'll get the total amount of weight of cement. Then I'm going to add 200 to it because the operator is always on the elevator and he weighs 200 pounds. So my inequality is 90x plus 200 is less than or equal to 2,450. In order to solve, we want to isolate the x variable. So I'll subtract 200 from both sides. And we have 90x is less than or equal to 2,250. Next, we'll divide both sides by 90, and we get x is less than or equal to 25. So at most, 25 bags of cement can be safely lifted on the elevator in one trip.